Now we're going to talk about programs and software. A lot of people out there don't really know what direction to go when it comes to picking out the proper software and programs to use while making YouTube videos. You do need a variety of different programs. Don't fret though if you have no money to spend on these programs, because I have labeled this out into free and paid sections. So if you don't have money, there are free alternatives. Keep in mind, each program is different, of course, and will have a different learning curve. So the best bet is to jump between programs, trying to find which one works the best for you, which one you can actually see yourself using on a daily basis or whenever you make a video and be the most efficient in. So try different programs, find out which one works the best for you. The first one we're going to talk about is video editing programs. The free programs I recommend: Windows Movie Maker, iMovie, and Lightworks. The other three on the list, you can try them out, see if they work for you. Of course, it's all about trial and error, trying to find which one is the best for your specific needs. Then we move on to paid: Sony Vegas Pro, Adobe Premiere, and Final Cut Pro. These are just some of the ones that I have experience in. Final Cut Pro is specifically for Mac, so if you have a Windows PC, you can't use that program. You will more than likely have to stick with Sony Vegas Pro or Adobe Premiere. Of course, you can try out the other programs as well. In the end, we're just trying to figure out which program works the best for you. Next, we're going to talk about video capturing programs. If you don't know what these are typically used to capture video from your desktop, usually involving programs. So if you're doing some kind of tutorial, doing a time lapse, or if you're doing video game content, these programs will be able to capture the game inside as you're playing it. And once you're done capturing video using these programs, you can then drag and drop right into your video editing software and get to work. There's all kinds of different video capturing programs out there. One of the ones I would recommend is Fraps. This one does cost some money though. You can use a trial version that includes a watermark. Same with Cam Studio, Camtasia, and Bandicam. All of these are paid programs, but you can do a trial run on them to see if you like the way they record your stuff. These programs don't typically cost too much to license, but if you are on a budget and don't really want to invest money into these programs, you can always go the free route. You have OBS, DxStory, Cam Studio, and EasyVid. OBS and Cam Studio are the ones that I would recommend if you're looking for free software. OBS is really good at recording video game footage, so if that's what you're looking to do, that will be an option. And Cam Studio will typically be used for some kind of desktop recording, whether you're doing some kind of tutorial or you want to record Photoshop while you do some kind of drawing and then do a time lapse of that. They do have certain specialties, so look into them, figure out what works the best for you, and go with that. And lastly, we're going to talk about image editing programs. These will be used to make our YouTube channel banner, our thumbnails, our Facebook banner, our Twitter background. Pretty much everything involving images will run through these programs. And when talking about these types of programs, there really is only two options out there. The first being GIMP. This is a free version, and then the paid version, which is called Adobe Photoshop. I'm sure a lot of people out there have heard of Photoshop before. The reason you might want to go the free version instead of Photoshop though is because typically Photoshop will run a pretty penny. It does cost a decent amount of money to purchase Photoshop. Of course, there are a couple of cheaper methods to go about obtaining Photoshop if you don't want to shell out the ridiculous upfront cost, and one of them being the cloud service that Adobe offers. They actually allow you to lease the program with all of its features for $20 a month if you would like to do that, but keep in mind that money will add up over time and eventually surpass how much you would pay originally up front. Another option is to purchase older versions of Photoshop either through eBay or other various websites online. These will run you a lot less money than if you were to buy it new, so those are a couple of options to buy Photoshop if you're looking to go that route. Now, the difference between GIMP and Photoshop: GIMP does have a lot less features than Photoshop, but is typically more user-friendly. So there are pros and cons out there for each program, and Photoshop does actually offer up a free trial. So if you want to go try that program out, see how it compares to GIMP, and see if you actually want to go forward in terms of buying that software or leasing the software, you can do that as well. Another thing to keep in mind that there are other programs out there that do similar things to Photoshop and GIMP that you can mess around with if you find that these two programs don't do what you want them to do or don't make your life easier. So try these ones out first. My recommendation, if they don't work, do a little Google search, try to find a different program that works for you, and you'll be on your way. I hope you guys enjoyed this little section regarding software and programs. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.